I've posted several videos before about how I paired a lawnmower engine with an Audi A4 alternator to build a generator that outputs 220 volt sine wave voltage. Well, it's a near sine wave voltage, and in my last generator video, I mentioned that I wanted to try running the setup on biogas. This balloon here contains biogas. This here is a 20-liter canister, and I want to fill it up with these materials. Here, I've got some half rotted leaves from the compost pile, along with a bit of kitchen waste mixed in. And I've attached a hose connector to the cap of the 20-liter canister, so now I can connect a plastic hose here. This wasn't originally on it. Right now, the canister's empty, and I've also got some horse manure. I managed to get a nice big batch. That's going in as well. And then there's some fresher kitchen waste, which you can see in this bucket. There's all sorts of stuff in here, even eggshells, which technically shouldn't be in there, but in the end, it doesn't really hurt. So there's a bit of everything in this mix. All of this is going into the canister, and then I'll let it sit for a few weeks, about 2 to 3 weeks. We'll see how long it actually needs. I won't connect anything to it. It'll just sit as it is in the canister, and I'll pour in about 3 to 4 liters of rainwater. I let the canister and its contents sit for a little over 2 weeks in a greenhouse where it was nice and warm. They kept it at least 22 degrees Celsius. So now let's take a look at what's inside. First of all, I have to say it smells absolutely terrible. Look at this and check this out. It's 33 to 34 degrees. So the processes that started inside, the biological processes, generated heat, and hopefully a bunch of biogas was produced too, and more will keep forming. Let's take a look inside. I'm sure the contents are really disgusting. Well, I know because I've already looked once, so you're really going to see something gross. I don't think I'll be able to get a better shot than this. So hopefully the camera can see inside, and this whole thing smells insanely bad. And here's the setup. There's a valve here, another valve here, and here's a mason jar. And there's a black tube here that I can connect to the tank. And the side is definitely warm, not hot, not burning, just warm. So I connected this tube and I'm checking to make sure the cap is on tight. From this point on, the system should be sealed, which means that if any biogas is produced here, it won't escape into the air in my basement, but will come out here instead. So the point is, now the biogas should, in theory, be able to flow into this ball. The system is sealed, and here's this jar, which is here to collect the condensation water. I don't know exactly what it's called, but the point is, I saw on YouTube in several videos that through this tube, not only biogas is produced, not only biogas comes through, but also some water like substance. And this needs to be condensed out, and I plan to collect it in this jar. Well, I wouldn't say the biogas inflated the whole thing until it was hard, but there's definitely biogas in there. This canister is 20 liters, and look at the size of this balloon around it. So I'd say there's about 20 liters of gas in here too. I put water and kitchen waste in it, and that's what caused all this to form. And condensate water was produced as well. You can see it at the bottom. Well, not that much. The inside of the jar is a bit foggy. I'll try to move it maybe. Yeah, maybe you can see it there. There's a little bit of condensate water at the bottom, and it looks like the trap is working efficiently because this part here, the pipe, well, maybe it's a little bit foggy inside, but let's say this was the lowest point, so I don't see any water droplets here, nothing bigger at least, so I think the water trap is working effectively. This is the engine from a gasoline lawnmower, which is connected via a belt drive to this Audi generator. It's been modified a bit. It puts out about 34 volts. And from those 34 volts, this inverter produces 220 volts of alternating current. Originally, it ran on gasoline, meaning you had to pour gasoline in here, but now there's no gasoline in it. If I shine my flashlight in, you can see the tank is empty. There's just a little sediment at the bottom. But now there's a gas tank here with a little gasoline at the bottom. You can see it there. And this fuel tank is connected to this fuel pump. I've converted the whole system to use fuel injection. Here's a fuel injector, and this Arduino you see here controls the fuel injector, while this handles the electronic ignition. So that's what the whole setup looks like. So first, I start the whole system with gasoline so that it can warm up the engine a little, and only after that will I switch it over to biogas, which I'm currently storing in this balloon. The valve is closed, so the biogas doesn't escape. So I think it's easier to start a warm engine, or more precisely, it's easier to run it on biogas than if you had to start it cold, because starting the whole thing on biogas with a cold engine would be harder. You can see my generator here, here's the inverter, and here's my halogen lamp, which currently has a 236-watt bulb in it. And here's the biogas tank. Everything had to be strapped down. I can control the gas flow and I'll create the gas pressure like this. Here's this broken brick. I'll put the brick on top, and basically it'll press down, creating some gas pressure. I can also control the amount of gas with the valve. I hope it'll work. First, I'll start it on gasoline at idle, then we'll switch over to biogas and see what happens. Well, I'm really, really curious. I just hope the whole thing doesn't blow up into the air like this. So, this is a dangerous experiment. I am now turning off the ignition, and you saw there that I unplugged the injector wire from the Arduino. More precisely, this Arduino would be the injector controller. I unplugged its power, and as you can see, it's still empty. So maybe there's a lamp here. I usually keep one handy in my pocket, but let's see if I can shine some light in there. As you can see, it's still completely empty. And this is exactly what started it. As I showed in my previous video, it was the gasoline in here. And this heavy brick was basically what created some pressure in the balloon. And it worked perfectly. But now that it's finally warm, I'll put this cap back on. I'll try to see if I can start it up using just gas. So the problem was that the gas pressure here was too low. The balloon had already deflated quite a bit. There's still a little gas left in this, and I'm curious what will happen if I light it. Not the whole thing, of course, just a little bit. I've put the generator in a safe place. There's still some gasoline in it. And here I need to increase the pressure a bit or make sure there's at least some pressure. So I'm putting it into this pot. The heavy brick presses down on a much larger surface this way. So at least, hopefully, I can manage to squeeze out a little bit more. There is really not much left inside it now. There is an igniter right there, so I will carefully open the valve, the main gas valve, and let us see if the igniter actually works. It works. Oh, that is very good. So this works perfectly. It smokes just a little bit, and then I will slowly close the valve right here, or at least I'll turn it down, so hopefully it'll get less gas. Still turning it down with you. See, I'm starting to close it. Oops, now there's just a little left, so you have to open it to the left. Honestly, I didn't expect it to smoke, or at least not this much, this biogas thing. It would need more air, and then it would obviously be better. And in about 12 hours, we can produce around 20 liters of gas, give or take, maybe a little less. And with these 20 liters of gas, the whole thing can run for about 5 to 10 minutes. So it really is an investment. You need a lot of biogas for this to work because 20 liters every 12 hours isn't much. And those 20 liters are only enough to run the generator for about 10 minutes. And even then, it was just powering a 230-volt floodlight. Not exactly a big deal. To be honest, I didn't think it would be this easy to convert a generator to run on gas. It started on gasoline, of course. Then I turned on the gas too. For a short time, it was running on both gas and gasoline. I shut off the gasoline, and from then on, it ran only on gas, and I think it worked quite well. Even though I said it was easy to switch to biogas, there was some preparation involved. Specifically, the materials had to ferment, and I had to set things up. So a lot went into making it relatively easy to get the whole thing running. So, this is the video I've prepared for you. I'm looking forward to your comments. I'm glad you're here. Come back again. I'm always happy to have you.